Good morning, everybody. Eric Lofholm here. Thrilled to be with you here this morning. If you're right-handed, take your right hand. If you're left-handed, take your left hand. Pat yourself on the back. Tell yourself, great job for being here this morning. Type into the chat. Today is a great day. Today is a great day. It's wonderful to see so many of you here. It's the last business day of 2022. And we have, counting me, there's 21 of us on Zoom. There's probably another 10 or so on Facebook. And I just think that's fantastic. Great job. Great job for being here this morning. This call that you're on right now has run daily for years. And I didn't go back and look at when we started it. It was probably 5 years ago. And I've taken a couple of breaks over those 5 years, but it's probably run 4 out of those 5 years we've had a daily call. And there have been hundreds of thousands of listens and watches. The call started as a conference call when I got the original idea. And I think we started it at 5:45 California time. And I remember at our height one time, we had like 80 people on the call that early. Now, of course, that's 8:45 Eastern. Not everybody was there at 5:45. But we've always had a good following of people that enjoyed the call. And it's created a different way for me to connect with people daily. And one of the principles of success is association. So it gave people an opportunity, and you know this because you've all been doing it, chance to spend some time with me on a daily basis, hear my ways of thinking, give you some motivation to get your day off to a great start. Hear from, we did the Napoleon Hill content this month. We've taught Jack Canfield's success principles before. I've taught other people. I've taught my ideas. And so it's been a great run. And for me personally, it's been great to get in 250 reps a year. Leading this call, one of the things that I believe in is every time you do something, you get a little bit better. So every time you do a Zoom, you get a little bit better. And every time you lead a conference call, or you deliver a sales presentation, or you give a speech, or you do a podcast, or you write a book, you get a little bit better. So this was an opportunity for me to get 1,000 reps in and really build up my training muscles. So that's been great. So what we're doing starting Monday, instead of gathering on this call 250 times a year, we're going to be gathering 50 times, 52 in 2023. And the way we're going to do it is we're going to meet on Mondays. So every Monday at our normal time, there'll be a Zoom and Facebook Live, and we'll put it on podcasts and YouTube and all the other things that we do. And so what that's going to do for me, the biggest thing it's going to do is it's going to allow me to get more sleep. Because being on this call at the consistency that I am, if I don't have another appointment till say 10 o'clock in the morning, got to get up and get ready for this call. And sometimes I do need that sleep. I go pretty hard as far as business. I put forth a lot of energy into what it is that I do, and it's just time to do something different. So that gives all of us an opportunity to do it a little bit different next year. So we'll be here on this call Monday 1st. That'll be January 2nd. No calls Tuesday through Friday. Following Monday, every Monday. That's how we're going to do the calls. And I want to acknowledge my assistant, right-hand person, office manager, aunt to my kids, Vicky, who has had the recording of the call run incredibly well. She has executed at an A+ level. So the number of times we had challenges was so minimal. And there were times, what you guys didn't know is, Vicky might be on vacation, but she's the one running the recordings of the call, and she would on her vacation upload the call to make sure that you had it. That's the kind of person that she is. You look at what just happened at Southwest Airlines. Now, I'm not running a company at the size of Southwest, but that's an extreme example of how things can go wrong. And we never had that. And the daily call was always free. So the level of value that got delivered and the way that we executed the call, I'm just really proud of what we did and what Vicky did behind the scenes. And, you might acknowledge her, sending her an email. Her email is Vicky with a Y, Vicky@ericlofholm.com. If you're a person that ever enjoyed the recordings of this call, you might send her an email, Vicky@ericlofholm.com, and just acknowledge the level of execution that she did. And like I said, there was times she's be on vacation and wherever. And, it's not like I was asking her to upload the call on her vacation. She was choosing to do that because that's who she is. I also want to acknowledge Terry Lee and Kevin, who are team members of mine. And Kevin led yesterday's call. And Terry Lee has led this call before. Terry Lee led a call for me this morning at 6:30, which I was supposed to lead. You might hear it in my voice. The reason that I was not on the call yesterday is I'm not feeling fantastic. And so I don't have any concern. It's probably just something that's going to take a couple days to get over, but I was not able to do the call yesterday. Kevin stepped in and did it. Kevin did the silver call last night. Terry Lee did the call this morning. Terry Lee's covering another call of mine that's a little bit later on today. And it's really nice to have a team. And that was one of the principles from Napoleon Hill. And I'm going to wrap this call with this idea. And I want you to think about, where do you need team in your life? Because what was great about yesterday, when I wasn't feeling fantastic, is, Kevin and Terry Lee, they're already in place. So I didn't have to go build team. They're already there. The value's already been created. The relationship's already been established. If you were on the planning class that we did for 2023, and that one bonus day, we had Jay Abraham, Les Brown, and Dr. Moyne. And a client of mine named Chris acknowledged me for the lineup that I was able to get, those three guys. And he's like, that Eric, that's really impressive that you were able to get them. And I appreciated him acknowledging that, because these guys are mega stars. They're not just stars. These are living legends. And they all came and spoke on my webinar, and they worked around my schedule to all come that day. And the reason I bring it up is those relationships were already established. So it's not like I was calling Jay Abraham out of the blue with no relationship. Hey, can you do a favor for me? So that's part of the way that I think, is there's certain things that I'll do where I'm playing the long game. So I want you to think about next year, who do you need on your team? So I need a really top-notch sizzle reel. A sizzle reel is a video that you would show a corporation for them to consider hiring you as their keynote speaker. And my bill rate for a keynote is 25 grand. Well, the number one factor that they're going to, well, I don't know if it's number one, but it's one of the most important factors is the sizzle reel. So I recognize I need to add a sizzle reel guy or gal to my team next year. And so I reached out to this one guy that I know his name is Alex. And I said, you know, Alex, I know you promoted your video guy. And can you refer him to me? He goes, Eric, before I refer him to you, just know he's 12 to 20 grand for a video. And I'm like, that's okay. That's the kind of quality that I need. I need somebody who's extraordinary. So that's a member that I need on my team. There's a woman that I'm talking to right now. Her name is Jennifer, and she books corporate training. And she's a really high-end corporate training booker. So she and I are talking right now about adding her to the team. I added Jenny to my video team, and all these videos that I've been producing lately she's the main, excuse me, the main person behind that. So I want you to think about, who do you need on your team? You know, do you need a coach? Do you need an appointment setter? Do you need an office manager? Do you need a bookkeeper? I had a client the other day ask me for a referral for a bookkeeper. So team played big yesterday for me because I wasn't feeling great. And team is, you know, it's just a very important thing for what we're trying to do business-wise. So that is going to wrap our call. I'll see you guys on Monday. And your plan, if you're sending me your plan, is due by tomorrow night at 11:59 p.m. Pacific for a letter grade of A. If you sent me your plan, you didn't get your letter grade of A, just send me a follow-up email. I get a lot of plans and I'm personally responding to those. So if you didn't get your letter grade of A, just say, hey, Eric, I'm sending you another email. Didn't get my A yet. Because sometimes the plans get, you know, with all the email I have coming in, they get lost in the shuffle. So just send me another email if you didn't get an A yet. That is going to wrap it up. Let's have a fantastic Friday. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.